How's it? I'm busy with cabinets. So just doing the glue ups. How's it, guys? So, just busy with a project and some base units. This is going to be for a display cabinet. I need to build 5 of them, which already one is finished. The other one I'm still busy with. Yeah, so no, this is not kind of my live videos that I do regarding making solid furniture, but this is just part of woodworking, I guess. So if you're tuning in, let me know from where you're watching. The reason why I'm doing these clamp with the biscuit glue up is so that I don't have screw marks on the side, which can look not too nice. But I am going to put some screws in for those backing pieces that will actually be part of the cleats that you can mount against the wall. Just adding some glue to these pieces at the back so that they can actually just sort of stay there, and it makes it way better. Basically what I've done is I pre-cut my cabinets with the company, gave them my measurements and they cut, and then it's just for me to go and assemble them. That's kind of the way to go. One done. So 3 to go. So I cut this groove here at the side, at the back, because this is the front with the edging on it. So at the back, just a groove, and that will be a 16mm gap before the groove actually starts. This will help when the back cleats are coming on, that it sits flush against the masonite. So when you do these type of glue ups, just remember one goes on the bottom, one goes on the bottom. So lay rather your stuff out so you can see which side is left and which side is right. What I need to do is cut grooves into my shelf, and then also do biscuit grooves on the other side for my shelf to actually go in. So if you want to go with the flow, then you just mark which side is your bottom piece. On it with just a pencil. Because that way you will know exactly which side is which and you don't get confused. What I like to do is just get an off-cut piece that you can screw against the table, and this way you have a finish to rest on to your biscuit. So I made a template for where the middle grooves needs to go in. So it's basically 210 by 270. So the 210 would be from that line to the 270 would be from that line to where the end of the shelf will be. That will go on there. Here's my biscuits. So what I do is I just add in at the bottom, because you will definitely need a bottom piece to go in, and that will make up the difference of the 16, and then you can have that running right up against there. That's why I brought this other fence. place for your middle shelf. Remember, I marked my bottom and to get that mark, so with this one I can't put it like this, otherwise my adjustments will not be the same. Bottom goes against the fence, so my line will be on this side where my masonite will go in. Okay, there's my fence. And I can just add that in again. Make my grooves. There you have it. One side, on one side. Okay, you have the two sides with your shelving and your bottom piece. Just got the groove. So it's got biscuits cut at the bottom. So the biscuits at the bottom will slide in there, so you have that overhang on your cabinets. And especially when you're adding your legs at the bottom, that you add them, that it actually overlaps onto this and makes your cabinets much more stronger. So with my shelf, literally just adding groove in, doing with a biscuit machine. So you just go one step at a time until you reach the back, that it can actually go out. And that's for your shelf. So it's got the groove right through, but you can just slide it in. And then what you do is add your glue to it. So if you just tune in, let me know where you're watching from. I'm all the way in South Africa. Victoria side. Now it comes to the assembling part again. So I'm just adding some nice glue into it. Just make sure that you line up your bottom groove and your side grooves, that your masonite actually can slide in there. So if you're building base units, to get the measurement for your masonite, you take your outside width and you minus it by 20. And that's how you get your sides, and then from top to bottom is basically just minus 10. And then you get your exact measurements to get your masonite in. And then you have your groove cut in about a 5mm, and that will give you all around the width. If you see that your cabinet is not coming up, lining up nicely, you can go a little bit more deeper in to your sides and your bottom piece. There you go. Then what I like to do is just add in a clamp to hold everything together, because otherwise everything falls out when you're trying to assemble. So with this one, it does get messy, but that's fine. That's why wet cloth works 100% to clean up your glue. So the program that I like to use is SketchUp to do everything on it, because that helps getting my cutting list and what I want to build. Let me know if you're a woodworker or do this part-time. Yeah, let me know. So this method is also great for your built-in cupboards, obviously, but also if you want to do like pedestals and entrance tables and stuff like that out of melamine, then this is also a great way to assemble your units without having screw marks coming in. Also like your TV units, great for TV units as well. And then you can just clean that up with cloth. That will just eliminate the hassle of coming back afterwards, trying to get that dry glue off. So I'm just adding this at the bottom with the glue. I'll come back later and then just from the bottom I'll add some screws in. That will, make it hide everything at the bottom. you have it, looking good. So no screw marks visible. That's kind of what you want to go. You can do another type of thing is where you add in an extra panel and then you draw in the inside with the screws, but I don't like doing that method too much. So that's 3 down, 2 to go. So the process starts all over again. So if you just tuned in, let me know in the comments where you guys are watching from. I am busy with making small base units that will be for a display unit. It's going to be a 2.7 meter long cupboard, but it's divided into small little boxes with 2 doors and a shelf. So yeah, that's kind of where I am busy with. So the top that I'm also using has also got the black edging on it with a cherry royal board, but it's a double up, so it makes it up to a 32 mold, same as what the normal melamine tops go for. That double up, they at the factory that did this for me, they cut everything, they edged everything for me. They did the double up, so that helps me move this process a bit more faster than where I have to cut it myself, trying to do that on a small table saw, which is not going to work. So rather, if you are a carpenter or trying to figure out to do something for your house where you want to do a built-in cupboard or whatever, rather go and get your cutting list from there. Get a cutting list and go to them so that they can cut it for you, and then you can just assemble it. And you can use this method, or if you want to just do pilot holes, countersink, and screws, you can also go that route. But I like to do it with the biscuits because that hides any screw marks away. So woodworking is basically, you always got a template to do something. I mean, I've built a couple of templates also. If you are keen to see that, you can go onto my YouTube channel and you can see some of the jigs that I've built that can help you in your shop. Or if you're a hobbyist, then you can also do that according to that. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do the last one as well with the shelving for the sides, and then I can move on. And that gives me also time for glue to just sit properly. Then I can actually take my clamps off and use that again. If you do have any questions, ask them away. I would gladly help and assist where I can. If you are keen to have something made and you are in South Africa, you are more than welcome to get in touch with me. Sides, bottom pieces, then my shelving, and that way I don't have to use this anymore. Take this away. Now I can get started assembling. It's best to work when there's a flat surface. I think this would have been very nice nightstands. The size looks nice. Maybe I have the bottom piece drawer and open space at the top. That would have been actually nice. And then the nice little top can match into this. Let me know what your preferred method is to assemble your furniture or your cabinetry boxes or base units or wall units. What do you prefer to do? Like the way that I'm doing it with the biscuits, or you prefer rather putting in screws? You think that would work better? Let me know. final one. Yeah, coming apart. It's looking good. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd like to hear from you. Know where my videos have been watched. Say any South Africans here? 'Cause I'm from South Africa. So. Super excited. It's going to end this last cupboard. So once this is done and dusted, it's the installation part. Yeah, so normally I don't do these melamine type of projects, but yeah, client reached out to me, wanted some cabinets, so wanted to just share with you what I'm busy with today, and it goes quick. Got all your materials cut to size, especially with melamine, and you got your edging on it. You don't have to do all that work to put on the edging, because that takes time. middle of last year, I was still working for a company that did the part of these type of things where I was working in a factory that did these things. They did the cutting for the clients, and the clients got over their sizes, and we would cut for them. And then they would go and assemble it. Now I'm currently doing it as well. I did the installation of a bar counter now on Monday and Tuesday. That came out really good, but it was second-hand bar that was taken out by another house, and this client wanted to install it into their house. So yeah, I had to do some modifications, especially for the top bulkheads. So that bulkhead was massive, but I had to cut it up, I had to break it apart and cut it up to actually make it fit in, because from floor to roof the sizes wasn't the same. So it came out in a house that was very high, and then I had to modify it to actually fit into that space. I'm super satisfied with my sizes that actually fit in perfectly. glass blew up. Like I've mentioned, I just want to do at the back as well. So this gives you a rough idea of how long this actually takes to make. If you have all your grooves into, I did my process a little bit different because I've got time to play with it, to explain also to you what I'm doing. But normally is you have your lineup from doing your sides, and then you go to your bottoms, and then the shelves and all the rest, and everything will fit in according to that plan. So your jigs are according to your process that you're running through. So being shop efficient in your workspace, that helps a lot. So afterwards I can just come and just do a nice little cleanup. You can put some furniture oil also on it, and that will give it a nice finish to it when you have done the assembly and you've also installed it into the place that it needs to go into. This was my first one that I did. I didn't put in the screws at the back. So I'm using about a 40 long screw. You can go with a 30 as well, but I just want to make sure that it's nice and strong. With melamine, always pilot holes, don't try and just drill it in. It chips. And it will split your wood as well. That is looking good. So if you are from South Africa, Ingo is a good brand to work with. So it's likely to have two sets of drills, one that I can do my pilot hole with, another one to screw in my screws, and this is the impact wrench, so it's got a nice little fitting to it and it stays there, which is cool. This one is very old, but it still does its work. Everything is still wet. What I'm trying to do here, so. So these are going to be my doors. They edged all around. It looks very nice. So that cabinet will have two doors going into it. One problem that I'm facing is literally trying to find things after I've done a job, because I'm so set on knowing this is where it is, and then now I have to go and look, oh, it's still in my toolbox, or placed it here, or whatever the case might be. So I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but probably need to get a toolbox for site and a toolbox or tools that stays in the shop. So, but yeah, so this little bit will help me drill in place for my hinges. So this is my hinges that I'll be using, 4-plate. Yeah, if it will actually just stay in my hands. The 4-plate just gives it more strength. Even though it's small doors, I like to make sure that it actually is nice and strong. You know what the funny part is? I made a jig for this. So I can actually drill these holes, line them out nicely. They're set there. I just drill through. Now I don't know where it is. I don't know if I threw it away or what. But I've got this other tool that I need to redo again. But this basically slides at the bottom of the cupboard, and then your door can rest on the side, and then you can drill in your screws for when you're hanging doors. So this is a very cool jig. I do have a video on it, on how I made it. You are more than welcome to check it on my channel. Sure where that jig is, but just carry on. So my doors are 464 long. So what I rather want to do is go 80 on the top or bottom, same as the other side. And then you can mark them out like that. That will give you about a 4mm gap. So that lip of this thing will give you the 4mm that you need. And that's where the end of these bits, they will actually run on there. Got your place. I just want to go add that in. You see that will go on that line, and then you got your middle piece, and that will just draw. Then you got your center of where this will go in. When you do this holes, you can just make sure that they actually don't flush with a plate on the sides. And then there you have it. Here's the first hole drilled. Then with this one, mark that on that line. is flush. And there you have your holes. And that will fit in nicely, and it gives you that clearance at the back and everything. So again, 80. If you do bigger cabinets, the normal kitchen base units, 100 is the way to go, about 100 mils. And then obviously the longer your door goes, then you'll add in one in the center, and the longer it goes, then you add in two in the center. So it depends on your length of your door, and also if your door size goes like over 600 wide, then it does tend to cause problems. So if you do your cabinets, make sure that your maximum size is 600, like 595. That's basically your limit that you want to go. You don't want to go above and beyond extra, because that will cause just cause problems in the long run. The reason why I'm going slow in the beginning, because I've done it in the past where you start off and you just want to go for it, and then it rips up on the sides, and you don't want that. It causes too much problems, and it will damage your doors. That's why I go slow in the beginning, and then once you got a lip inside, then you can go for it. And then you basically go the depth of this bit. That will be the depth set for that. So you don't want to drill and drill and drill, and then this little middle part pops out on the other side. So if you're scared to do it, just go slow, and then you measure with your hinge where you want to go with it, and then it gives you that flat face on it. had a jig that made my life easier, but I'm not sure exactly where that thing is. I have to redo it again. You do get jigs that is made for making this. Or if you've got a drill press, which I don't have, then you can mark out your spacing and everything with that drill press. Make a bed for your drill press, and you can from there on add in your doors, and it will just press down, done. So, or if you've got other machines that can do that, then yeah. But this is one of the easiest ways also to do it, and it's the most cheapest way to do it. All you need is your drill, the bit, and that's it. So if you just joined in, welcome to the channel. Welcome to my day life. What I'm busy with is cabinets. So, yeah. I don't know if you're in South Africa or where you're watching from. I can know exactly what time zones you guys are at, because I am still in the morning. you guys are keen on seeing like more furniture stuff, make sure to check out my channel. Like the channel, or subscribe to the channel. I would help a lot, and then you will also be notified for when I do make things. So I do make the like solid. I'm mostly doing solid wood furniture, but seeming like people also want to do like cabinetry and stuff like that for inside the house, then yeah, I also do that. From Norway. How's it? Yo, that's far away from where I am currently at, South Africa. So, is it morning there? Is it afternoon there? I'm not sure exactly. Or evening? Yeah, let me know. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, currently it's 20 to 10. So, 20 to 11, sorry. Brain. It's not braining anymore. My pencil sharpener. That's the one thing about wood. It's man glitter. The man glitter. This stuff gets in everywhere. Like, yeah. So what are you guys up to today? Whatever time zone you are in, what are you currently busy with? So yeah, building these 5 cabinets requires to have 10 doors. 10 doors, drilling holes, 2 holes, drilling 20 holes. That's insane. But anyway. I haven't done a door hanging in a while. Most of my solid furniture that I do build is got drawers in, so that's the last door. Door. So once I'm on site and I've got my hinges in, then I can hang the doors and then I'll add in my handles. So what I'll be using for these handles, nice black bar handles. They will look nice on them. So yeah. And then for the actual boxes, this is my legs that I'll be using, and it screws out at the bottom. So yeah. So let me show you, let's do one door to add in. So you can use just something that's straight, and you line that up, and it gives you 100% straight. Or if you got a square, you can also just do one at a time, and you can just square it up there, square it up there, and while you're holding that, you can put in your screws. But I like to use either, I've got a long ruler, metal ruler, or you can use a spirit level, depends on what you want to do. And then small screws, 16 mils. That's it. Hinges on. Very simple. And then you'll and with these hinges, there's two another hinge. So with these hinges, there's two screws on it. So the back screw is for the plate. So once you add in the door, then you can just add that back screw, that you can just bring it out a little bit, and that will help to bring your doors flush to the front. And then on the front, you don't want to see the two doors. One is more like this, and the other one is like skew or whatever. so that other screw just lines up, that it actually goes flush to the two doors. And you want to keep that straight line right through your cabinets, which, yeah, you don't want to have one door sitting like this and the other one higher and then gap at the bottom, small at the top. Well, it just messes up everything. So yeah, literally just screw, and that will lift the plate or it will bring the plate down. So this plate will go either up or down, and then to the back. So yeah, that's it. I am basically finished. So I'm just waiting for my cabinets to finish up with the drying process. Once it up did, and then let's clean them up, and then it's on the way to the client's house and installing them. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll check you guys on the next one. Cheers, eh?